Hey, what's going on, everybody? So the Miami Hurricanes lose 38-31 to number 10 Louisville. It's a third straight loss of the season, dropping to 6-5 overall, 2-5 in the ACC. And individually, there are some positives. You know, Tyler Van Dyke, over 300 yards in a bounce-back performance, throws a touchdown, no picks, so that's a good sign. Mark Fletcher, over 100 yards, he showed some sign, 2 touchdowns, so it was good to see out of him. And then Xavier Restrepo, nearly 200 yards today. So individually, there were some good performances. Also, Miami does deserve credit, in my mind, positive thing, that they took the number 10 team down to the wire. They're up 28-23 in the third quarter. Their offense is doing pretty well throughout the day for Miami. They had a chance to win the game. However, for me, I'm looking at a lot of other things. I didn't think this was a great positive output for Miami. Maybe you are excited with what you see today. Maybe you're excited about the future. That is great. However, for me, there are a lot of big picture things that are concerning to me. A lot of disappointing results under Mario Cristobal once again. Again, 3 straight losses. They lose another home conference game here. Miami's 2-6 at home in conference play under Mario Cristobal, 5-10 overall in the league. Just very disappointing. He goes to 9-12 against FBS teams, 11-12 overall. All those numbers are extremely disappointing, and they're not going in the positive direction. Yes, Miami has one more win right now than they did last year when they went 5-7, and arguably the worst season in Miami history over the last 40 years. So you're not backing that up with a good season this year. A lot of disappointing things, and I want to start with the timeout situation, and I will get to the lack of discipline that this team has and showed in a crucial moment that proved to be costly in this one. With the timeout situation, Miami was down 7 in the last few minutes. Once again, Mario Cristobal had to make a tough decision on when to use timeouts like we've seen earlier this year, and he has really struggled with making the proper decision. So what we're talking about here, 1st and goal from the 4, Miami has a few plays, they only gain a yard, so now you're sitting at 4th and goal from the 3. They do have a timeout. They decide to use it in that moment, knowing that if they didn't get it, it would really affect them when they get the ball back, because likely, you know, if obviously this is what happened, Louisville got the ball back and they only got 3 and out, and Miami's going to get the ball back. The play call goes to Jacoby George in the end zone, and Jacoby on that play really complained that he felt like he was held on the sideline, really lost control there, but a real lack of discipline throwing a punch there cost his team a 15-yard penalty, which again proved to be costly later on. So Jacoby does that. Miami gets the ball back with about 30 seconds left with another opportunity after a play that was going to be a dead ball on a punt. Brashard Smith decides to get himself involved in a situation where he gets a 15-yard penalty. Same situation, putting his hands on somebody's face. Tyler throws a deep ball about 50-yard from the 50-yard line. It doesn't go into the end zone. You know, Restrepo gets it there, and the game ends at the 5, even though Restrepo caught it. And right now they're only 6-5. There's a lot of teams playing much better than Miami. You know, after the game, I couldn't help but to shake my head. Mark Fletcher, I know he's a freshman, and he just feels like this team has talent. He's like, everybody knows that and sees it. And for me, that's fine. I feel like it's a common theme. It's a common saying all the time about how good Miami is. However, it's not showing on the field, and that's what everybody wants to see. You've got to show results. You've got to get results. I think there's a real lack of perspective within the team, within the program, of where this team really is, how good the players really are, and how good they really need to get to perform and get results, get positive results, get wins, not be at the bottom of the ACC at 2-5, 10th in the ACC. That's not where they need to be. And that's just big picture, kind of moving back to the game. You know, I touched on the individual performance of the offensive players. I want to talk about defensively. There were individuals that did not play well, but overall, in totality, with the defense, I thought Lance Guidry got completely out-coached by what was going on with Louisville, in particular, not being able to slow down the tight ends. Multiple players, over 10 guys caught passes for Louisville. I thought Miami looked lost on a lot of plays, either missing assignments for whatever reason, whatever that might be, and guys are running free. And I thought that was very disappointing to see throughout the night. Louisville finishes with nearly 500 yards of total offense against a defense that had been pretty solid. They're not at the exact top or the top 3 defenses in the league, but certainly Miami's defense has played much better than its offense according to ranks, where they rank in a lot of the major categories in the ACC, but still they've got to be much better. You've got to be much better in a game like this to beat a top 10 team. You cannot allow 38 points. It's certainly not good enough. It's just very hard to watch this team right now. You know, looking at the crowd, I could see people that were disappointing. I thought early on, when Miami made it 7-7, I thought that was great. That big play to Jacoby George, criticized him later for his performance and his antics at the end of the game, but that 43-yard catch at the beginning of the game, and then Miami goes ahead and punches it in with the Fletcher 21-yard touchdown run just to tie it at 7. It felt like that was a very important moment for Miami, that they could say, hey, we're going to be in this game. And the crowd wasn't big, but I thought the crowd was pretty into it. There weren't boos ringing out. I think they were doing their best to cheer on the team. There was a lot to cheer about throughout the game. Miami taking leads, up 21-14, entertaining first quarter at 14 apiece. But just overall, Miami let us slip away, and just very disappointing that they couldn't get the win. But it's not necessarily about this game particularly. It's just about where this team is at 6-5 overall. They're going to fall short of their expected win total of 7.5 going into the year. If you remember at the beginning of the season when we were answering the question about win totals, was it more or less likely if Miami is going to be above or below their 7.5 projected win total, which is actually the lowest projected win total going into a season since 2016. So we are not talking about high expectations for this program, for this team in year 2 under Cristobal, and they're going to fall short of that. At most, they could get 7 wins if they beat Boston College next week, but Boston College is playing well, and I really like the quarterback play of what they're doing there. Again, Miami's not doing well with their 3-game losing streak, so we'll see. But just a completely disappointing season. Miami's nowhere near where they need to be, where they should be, given the team that they do have and the results that they're putting on the field. But let me know what you guys think. Maybe I missed a lot of things. Maybe you guys are more positive about things. Maybe you're feeling a little bit better. Maybe you're having a lot of reason for optimism with the program. Maybe there's some young guys. Maybe there's just a few more pieces this team needs. But I'm already thinking about December 4th when the transfer portal window opens. I think there's going to be departures once again. Maybe there's going to be more coaching search stuff happen after this season. We saw 7 guys leave after Mario Cristobal's first year. Maybe it'll be a big number once again. Who knows, but we'll certainly be locked in. But that's just around the corner. But stay tuned. I appreciate you guys showing your support. I know it's been frustrating at a lot of times, not just, again, it's not just about a few games or a few seasons, and not about this head coach. It's about the totality of this program, essentially over the last 20 years. So I thank you for your support. I still enjoy doing all this, even though there's things that are frustrating with this team and with this program. We'll see how things go moving forward. Hang in there. Thank you for your support, and take care.